Good morning and welcome to the latest episode of Tom Talk Live. Let's all please cheer for the 49ers edition. I want to do a Tom Talk shout out to the Sussex County Community College Performing Arts Center. The college is located in the heart of Sussex County, Newton, New Jersey, and the college is the hub of the county, offering a variety of shows and programming at its state-of-the-art Performing Arts Center. For more information, please visit sussex.edu/community today. In the last episode of Tom Talk Live, we had our favorite current mayor of the town of Newton and director of the all-volunteer Newton First Aid Squad, John Paul Coos. Today we continue our flagrant attempt for high ratings, social media influence, and unlimited red carpet swag without taxation by interviewing someone who is rapidly emerging as one of the most promising filmmakers in the known and unknown universe. A man whose current work in Hollywood and current writing projects are a testament to his influence and visionary approach in the film industry. One of our favorite Newtonians and the director of the upcoming short film Emerald Ties, a tale of brotherhood, reconciliation, and community involvement, Kevan Ali. Great to have you on our program today, Kevan.
Thank you.
All right. Tell us exactly what do you do for a living?
I am a director, writer, and producer. Been doing it in the film industry for about 15 years overall, but professionally in the industry working for about 8 years.
Okay. So 15 years and 8 years. And what did you do prior to this?
I was actually going to be a cop. My father brought me up, former police officer. At the age of about 16, had a intervention period where I was trying to figure out if the cop route was going to work. But at 12, I saw Star Wars for the first time, hence the theme song. So that changed my life tremendously and started me on this path to where I've been led up to now.
So let's talk about your upbringing. How did your upbringing impact the choices you made with your education and career?
It was, grew up here in the town of Newton, small knit community, raised with parents that were immigrants from Trinidad. My father was a cop, my mom was a nursing aide, so, the palette of media that we watched growing up prior to the age of 12 was kind of limited. And then once I got involved with my local neighbors and their sons who were my friends, basically we watched Star Wars and played a lot of video games, and that kind of influenced my career to kind of start really entertaining film as an idea.
If you could go back in time and give advice to the younger version of yourself, what advice would you give and why?
Discipline. Be disciplined, be focused. Any 20-year-old or any person that's going through stages of life, you get distracted by extraneous factors. And in my 20s, I was pretty focused on where I was trying to land my trajectory, but I was also distracted with things going on with school, social activities. I wish I could have gone back and really been focused because my outcome would have been a lot different than what it is right now. But I'm grateful for it. So,
what do you consider to be your greatest life or career achievement?
It was funny, when I was during the pandemic, I had an idea to write a feature film. Didn't think anything would happen off of it. So when we were all stuck in quarantine, I had this idea to kind of use this sci-fi action adventure movie. And I said to myself that if this finishes, I would get this to a well-known producer. And luckily that happened. It took a lot of money and a lot of time for read-throughs and stuff. And it just was an eye-opening process, but it got me through the door that I need to get through.
If I could give you a do-over, what would be the one project, life decision, or choice that you made that you would do over and why?
So, without revealing the name of the project, this was a highly budgeted film franchise that was based off a video game we were developing back in 2016 for a major motion pictures company. Everything was riding on this for 2 years. We were developing a cinematic franchise, and we were kind of gung-ho, just going in and not really taking the steps that needed to be taken with getting an attorney, putting together a package, getting the consent of the studio. But we were in our early 20s at that time, and for us to do something at that age, it was me and my partner, and he and I came together, wrote a cinematic franchise off a video game. Developed concept art, music, partnered up with established talent from those game entities, all without the studio knowing yet until we finished it all together. And then we got them involved and they were blown away by our undisclosed perseverance to make a movie off of it. Once it got pitched to the studio, they were appreciative, but it went a different route than what we expected. But it was a learning experience overall, and I could redo that now. It would have been a different course of action now.
Sure. What was the most challenging experience you went through in your life, and how did you persevere?
That's a good question. I went to Sussex Community College, and I started entertaining film as a career. Had an idea about doing it growing up, and started trying to figure out what was my plan of action. I didn't have a plan of action, and trying to get myself from the ground up to where I am now took a lot of time, sacrifice of personal things. So I would say this journey overall was very rewarding, but there was a lot of sacrifice.
If aliens landed in front of you and in exchange for anything you desired, offered you any position on their planet, what would you want and why?
Oh, man.
Anything you want.
That's tough.
It is.
What kind of planet are we talking about?
Whatever you want it to be. Could be a water planet, could be a hot planet.
Give me a scenario.
Could be the Hoth system. Could be, I don't know, Endor. I don't know. If I'm
on Endor, I want to be the king of the Ewoks and have an unlimited amount of food. Let's go there. I love food. So.
Okay. If you had to be shipwrecked on an island, but all your human needs.
Okay.
Unlimited high-end Nikon Z9 cameras from B&H.
Okay. Now we're talking.
I had to do research on that. Sorry. A guaranteed IMDb rating greater than the Shawshank Redemption. Top rated.
Okay.
If you didn't know that.
No, I did my research, of course.
And an Oscar for every project.
Okay.
We're all taken care of.
Okay.
What 2 items would you want to have with you and why?
So all that you said was all taken care of.
It's already there.
All right. Well, how old am I?
How old are you now?
I'm 31.
It happens right now.
Okay.
You're going to be shipwrecked on Mars Lake.
That's tough.
Two things.
Well, a satellite phone would be one. In case if I really decide to come back to reality, which I'm going to be living out my best life by myself.
Right.
The second one, I don't know. Well, maybe an endless amount of Chick-fil-A airdropped.
Chick-fil-A from the drone strike.
Yeah, drone
Chick-fil-A.
strike. Bring me a lot of Chick-fil-A, and I'll just sit there and never come back to reality.
We need a Chick-fil-A in Newton.
Hey, listen, product.
Work on that.
Yeah.
Public, work on that.
Yeah.
Favorite cartoon?
There's a bunch.
All right, throw them out there.
I think my favorite one, pertaining to this film that's coming up, we used a lot of jazz. So modern jazz, Celtic music, and John Williams like score. So with jazz, the best cartoons that fits that is Hey Arnold.
Wow.
Yeah.
Favorite food?
Oh, I'm a sucker for margarita pizza.
Favorite movie? Hello.
Oh, you already know that. Blank, blank.
No,
fill in the blank.
Star Wars.
There we go.
Favorite superhero?
Iron Man.
Sports team?
Well, what are we talking? Football.
Keep going. Go ahead.
Football is Giants. Baseball, Yankees.
Yep. 2 for 2.
And soccer is Red Bulls.
And what about basketball or hockey?
Hockey is the Rangers.
3 for 3.
What about basketball? It's the Nets. Nets guy. I know.
Knicks. They're like 8 in a row or whatever. No, stop. Nets.
And you're from Jersey? Come on.
Musical band or act?
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Last but not least, our Tom Talk Top 10 question number 11.
Ooh.
Tell us what you love about the town of Newton.
What is there not to love about me?
Go on. I'm listening. I have all day.
Growing up here, it's like I said again, it's a small community knit environment here, so everybody knows everybody. So when something like a film premiere or a new restaurant opening or a new store opening, everybody comes out and support it. And it's because it's more of a family than it is a town. And seeing this here, when I moved here, I was 10 years old. Remember when Walmart was the biggest craze, and then Jamesway. You remember Jamesway? Yeah, Jamesway was also the talk of the town. Then Home Depot came, and everybody was freaking out over Home Depot, and then Applebee's and Kohl's and all that started. And you're starting to see the progression of how the town is, especially with the diversity in the inner city and the suburbs, people from New York and everybody moving out here. I think one time we moved back home, and we came back home from a family friend event, and they were blasting reggaeton music like the street before. Like, that was never unheard of out here. And now I'm here, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like New York's here. What's going on? But it's great, and Newton is like evolving to be this still bigger entity than what it wants to be, and it's achieving everything that I see, but it's still keeping that small, tight-knit community feel. And I see great things for Newton, especially with the film industry that we're trying to bring here.
Enough of my questions. All right, so tell us what's going on in the world of filmmaking. Tell us about the premiere coming up Sunday. The floor is yours.
Yeah, so we are having a big general showing for a short film that I recently wrapped called Emerald Ties, as you kind of alluded.
Yeah.
It's a short film about two Irish brothers that had a falling out, and they come together after 10 years. The story behind that was I met a country musician artist at Crows. I caught up with some friends and some lost time, and this distinguished older gentleman named Bill comes in with this really intriguing looking hat, and he's always recognizable throughout Newton and through Sparta, through his music.
Yeah.
So word of mouth got passed on, and became friends with him over a 3-month period, and got to learn his life story, and it gave me an idea for a film after I met my other actor, who was a energetic Irish waiter from Lake House Cafe named Terry. So they both came together over brunch. He was actually our server, and when I saw him and Bill acting together, I was floored. I was like, you guys gotta sit down and get improv a scene. They did it. The story was generated in my head. It took me a couple weeks to write it down, and then from the majority of fall to winter of last year, we shot it. And just the domino effect of this film that's having on the community is just humbling and gratifying. And obviously this is going to be a big event for moviegoers, for anybody that's living in the county to see something different.
Yeah.
And it will kickstart a conversation that will hopefully be a long one in Newton and Sparta and all of Sussex County.
Where'd you shoot the film?
We shot at Lake House Cafe in Sparta.
And how long does that process take?
So from conception to actual production, so when we wrote the script to actually finding the crew and the cast, because we hired a 2-actor set. The remainder of the cast were all gym goers from Alpha Fitness. And somebody at the cafe told one person that I was making a film, and people just started approaching me asking, hey, can I act?
Wow.
And I'm like, yeah, these are guys that had no experience before, so I took a couple of the guys. Actually, one was a stand-up comedian, Chris Verdeege. He's going to be opening up our act at the theater, but he actually moved from Philly. So anyway, took a bunch of these guys, gym bros they call it, and turned them into classically trained actors in a month.
Wow.
So it's been a really cool experience to see how these guys learn certain things of acting, which I always teach when I'm doing high-budgeted film sets, shows or films. You gotta learn something called blocking, which is movement. So you and I could be sitting down here, and you would get into that room and sit that same exact position every time, and the camera will record you all around the room.
Right.
So it looks seamless when you're editing. So we talked about that, delivery, tone of speech, what is the actor's needs and wants, why did they need them, and they all got it within that month period. And funny enough, with the crew, Sussex has a lot of gems, and there was a lot of gems that were in Newton, especially with crew. So I found a lot of people that were in the film business that haven't done anything since COVID ended, and they were looking to get back in. But what was the craziest thing is I believe in divine intervention. So like I was looking for a cinematographer that can really elevate my production to a new level. I was looking for that guy. And it was funny enough, I ran into somebody at the gym who became one of my producers now on this film. His brother-in-law just moved up to Lafayette from Patterson, and he was an exceptional cinematographer. So we met 2 days before shooting, and I didn't have a guy yet. I had somebody in mind, and he jumped on last minute and elevated the picture to something else.
Now, what's the process? So you have the premiere.
Yeah.
What happens after that? All right, everybody has a good time Sunday. Monday, what's the next step for you in your movie?
So I like to think of this as an opening act for what we're doing with this film. I haven't talked too much about the next project, but it's an action comedy short film that actually has a lot of stars that are interested in coming out from LA to do it. This is probably Emerald Tides on steroids, we want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
So with this film, when it's finished with the premiere, we're actually going to put the film out on Prime Video and other platforms on February 7th. That's when we've advertised online, and people can watch it there if they can't make the event. We're anticipating a huge turnout.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, we only have limited seating to the theater, so it's a first come, first served basis. If you're planning on coming to the theater, please get there by 3:30 on Sunday. There will be a line, and there will be security and police getting everybody inside as fast as they can, and we have limited seats and tickets.
All right, so it'll be out on the platforms February 7th, so people can check it out. Then you pivot to your next endeavor.
So yes, to kind of piggyback what you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
yes, we have an action comedy called Dinner for Who.
Mm-hmm.
It's an action comedy that's Mr. and Mrs. Smith meets the menu.
Mm-hmm.
So we're actually negotiating with the town of Newton, the town of Sparta, to figure out where we want to shoot this next one.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of talent, and without giving anything away, the Mandalorian theme song was played for a reason.
Good.
So,
well, that would, if that's an influence on you, that's a pretty good influence to have, right? So now, what about the people behind the scenes, the people that have influenced you? Either, I mean, it could be Hollywood, or it could be locals, but like, let's talk about some of the people that really influenced you to this point in your career. I'm sure there must be, and I don't know, you want to name drop, but like, just people that mentored you or gave you great advice. I mean, we all think we know everything, but then as we go through life, right, we realize the wisdom of people around us. So I'm sure there must be people around you that are super supportive, maybe, that you want to talk about, or people that just believed in you maybe when sometimes you didn't believe in yourself. So anybody jump out at you that has really mentored you or guided you?
There's a distinguished gentleman that's sitting right in front of me that's interviewing me a little bit. So Tom Russo Jr., he actually gave me an unlimited amount of support to film in Newton. And, a lot of this started with you. In terms of other influences in my life, George Lucas really opened that palette through his filmmaking to me, indirectly, to where now it's directly, So I was fortunate enough to watch that movie and see that my life changed throughout that process. But not only change as a viewer, but actually as a filmmaker, meeting people from the Star Wars films, actors, crew members, and just other eclectic people from that group. But also hitting it home, my father was, a former cop. A lot of his disciplines still reside in me. And I just met somebody recently who was a good friend of mine. His name is Jaden. He's the guy from the gym. He, is like a life coach, not really, but like more of like an older brother figure. Teaching me ways that, to be cognizant of how things move around you and they come through you rather than you go do it. So it was a multitude of influences in my life from various stages, but like it all started with you guys here at Newton. My father, my family, and then people in the film industry that I looked up to. Okay.
Last question. So, I think most of us, if not all of us, love movies, right? As entertainment or outlet, but talk to us about the magic of movies. What do movies mean to you, and what's important about, messaging or themes or things that we can convey through cinema?
A lot of things. I mean, people feel profound on any type of genre. It depends on what the message is being said. I was very captivated by Oppenheimer when that came out. But like, for me as a storyteller, I am not trying to divide an audience. I'm not trying to push certain aspects of things. It's got to be a good story. It's got to come from a real world experience. Or if it's a fictitious piece of, story, it's got to be something that's grounded in reality, but you can actually make it better by putting some fiction. Having aliens come and abduct you, like that's, and what would you put? So I said food, you know what I mean? Right. So, but I say for people to come and experience it, there has to be no judgment. You're just going to witness a story, and that's it. And hopefully that story will inspire you to kind of reach out to loved ones or to friends, or to even get you in a situation that you feel to better yourself. Mental health is a big thing, and I found that the cinema is like the escape for the majority of the population to kind of, lose themselves in that moment. When they come back to reality, they're like, oh man, it's sometimes it's hard.
It's hard.
But I try to give an experience where people can actually get away for a little bit and just envelop in that joy and excitement.
Great.
And as a filmmaker, I shouldn't choose any sides. I should just be directly in the middle.
Thank you, Kevin, for being a good sport and legendary guest on Tom Talk Live. That's a wrap. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram for further updates on Town of Newton events, happenings, and more. Rousseau out.